G'day guys and girls, and welcome back to our little channel, Goodies Beer Reviews. And today we've got a Colonial Sour 375ml can, which is what we like to see. Colonial Brewing. I originally thought these guys brewed in the Hunter Valley, and they called themselves Colonial because they were the first in wine country to brew beer. Or I don't know what I took to make me remember that. Whatever I took, I'd take again. I must have been happy. Anyway, let's not get off topic. Colonial Sour, watermelon and raspberry. So I like watermelon, even though I've found lately eating watermelon gives me like indigestion. Isn't it weird? And it's like nearly all water. Anyway, watermelon and raspberry. Like I said, 375ml can. Colonial do some good beers, good solid beers. This one here is 1.2 standard drinks on the back. The ABV is 4.0%, so it's pretty lightweight, lightweight with a lot of flavour. As long as it's got a lot of flavour, let's get into it. WA, I think it says, Colonial Brewing Co., Margaret River, WA. Never been over WA all these years. I'd love to go one day. I've got a couple of places in Australia on my bucket list I want to go. Remember me and sours, when I hear sour, it's got to be a sour. Or it's not a sour. The missus is sour, you know it, don't you? Whew, we all copper then. But beautiful coloured beer. A lot of these are good lookers lately. Good looking. It's like you've got the beer goggles on, good look, and then you get closer and you have it, and you go, oh, mate, shocker. Anyway, good looking beer, very carbonated, might be a bit gassy, very clear. Let's go to the nose. You get that sour smell. I don't know what they use. I'll have to look it up for that sour taste. Anytime I see a beer with sherbet in it, I go, no. And I shouldn't, because it might not taste like sherbet, like that sour orange beer I had didn't taste like sour orange. Anyway, to the nose. Now, if I say watermelon and raspberry, you know I'm good at this. Yeah, it doesn't smell like much. There's not a lot of aromas coming off this beer, maybe because it's 4% and it's going to be quite watery, I think. Head dissipates very quick. But it's a good-looking beer and hopefully a good-tasting beer. So cheers, everyone, and let's have a chug. Game of footy. Oh, yeah, that's different. I was about to speak, did you see? It stopped me speaking. As you bring the glass up to your nose, you definitely get raspberry. Yeah, look, it's drinkable. I see Colonial release some beers, then they chop and change. This, it's not much happening. It's very drinkable, probably because it was bloody hot today. 34, 35 here, which doesn't sound like much because I get all my country mates, and I was out there. Oh, mate, Burke and Angonia and Wild Kenya and mate, 44 and 43 and 40 and the I know, but the humidity here gets you as well. When you have that high humidity, but now I thought it had stormed this afternoon, but it's turned into a really beautiful evening at Goodies place. That's north, so you can't see much, but it's just cooled down. Beautiful, cool breeze coming. I'm enjoying it. But this beer, not much happening. Very, very watery, as you can see, the dissipation. Look at that, gone. But yeah, very watery. I wouldn't recommend this, to be honest. It's got a hint of sourness, but it is a beer. Some of them push seltzers. But yeah, I was thinking before, what was I going to have a yak about today? And I think it was, people always say, oh, back in my day, and it was harder. And back in my day, things harder now for youth than it was, say, 40 years ago, 50 years ago and more. I just think back, it depends on what country you live in, obviously, that makes a big difference, I think. But when you're brought up in war-torn lands, or the threats of war, or even Vietnam would have been scary, man. As a teenager, you would have been going, you got scripted to go, Oh, I don't know. Interest rates at the moment are creeping up. It's harder to buy a home. It's even hard to get the goddamn materials to build at the moment, isn't it? But, yeah, I don't know. Are things getting tougher or easier, do you think? It's a sad world at the moment in a lot of ways. I know there's more good that happens in the world than bad. Because otherwise we if it didn't, it's just we read about it so much more often because of social media these days and the access to it. Yeah, that beer's gone really boring. It just tastes like a little bit of raspberry in water, and I'm not joking. That's really, it gives me the shits a bit. Well, it doesn't really, I don't get angry, I'm not going to throw it because I drank it. I'd nearly rather a VB VX. I saw them today, actually. $14 for a 4-pack. They mustn't be selling it. There was cartons stacked up of the titty bottles. Cartons of them. I said to mate, they selling? He goes, no. It's like those fruity beers. They ended up giving them away. They weren't even beer. Anyways, yeah, are things getting harder or easier? I don't like overthinking or thinking too much. You think about your kids. If you got children and grandchildren, you do think about them. And I don't know, like, I remember getting into uni, it used to be really hard for a majority of stuff. Like, you really had to study. Back in when it went from out of 400, was it the HSC, or 500, and then it went to the TR, and now it's some other system. And still the TR, I think, but different bands and all this stuff. And I don't know. Anyway, let's not overthink things. That was my ramble for the night. I won't do too much of a long one tonight. Southwest Sour by Colonial. If you see this, I wouldn't bother. If you're a sour fan, I probably wouldn't bother. And I do like a good sour beer. I do. But this just isn't sour. It's not very raspberry or watermelon infused. It just goes to like basic water, like raspberry tasting water. Anyways, love it or hate it, you might like it. Anyway, tonight we've got Manly and Para. I go for Para tonight. I think they haven't won a game yet, have they? Para. Mate, you wouldn't want to be a Para fan. I remember, and just quickly, I'll leave you with this. I saw a phone call, can't remember what his name is. He's a first grade NRL player, and he's rung one of the fans personally. And it's on TikTok, I think, or YouTube, or one of the bloody platforms. And he goes, oh, it's such and such from the Tigers. And this bloke was legit. And he goes, oh, yeah, I quite like you. And he goes, oh, mate, just wondering why you're not subscribing after 10 years and being a loyal. He goes, mate, to be honest, you guys suck. And he said, I don't mean to be rude, I like you, but your team's just, I won't swear, this and this, and you can jam this and that. And he said, mate, you just can't kick, you just let games go. And he was in there, poor old mate, just sitting there nodding his head. What is the problem at the Tigers? They just don't seem to gel. But anyway, tonight, Para versus Manly. Should be a good game. If I was a betting man, though, I don't know the odds. I haven't checked. I might have a look at Sportsbet and have a sneaky fiver or tenner or something on something. But I think Manly. I don't like Manly. I'll be honest with you. I don't. I'm not. I just don't like Manly. Everyone doesn't like a few teams. But yeah, I think Manly might have it tonight. So I'm going to check the odds. I might have a flutter, and I'll tell you how I went tomorrow. Anyways, love yous all. Take care of each other. Be kind to each other. And this beer, I wouldn't worry about it, to be honest. Very boring. So I'll see you at the next one. Cheers, everyone, and thanks for watching. I love yous.